It is 7 p.m., July 25th, 2016. I'll call the regular Common Council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have Mr. Conklin here for the youth report.
Good evening. The third annual 3-on-3 basketball tournament at Church Street Park is on Saturday, July 31st, 2016. This is a free tournament to compete in. Over $900 worth of awards and prizes will be given out. Contact the Recreation Office for more details. The second annual Tri-State Triathlon will be held on Sunday, August 7th. Visit www.tristatetriathlon for more information. This Thursday, July 28th, Rich Wilson takes the stage at Riverside Park at 7 p.m. Rich is part of our summer concert series. This concert is free of charge. Bring a chair and enjoy. West End Beach is open Thursdays through Mondays from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Youth track and field is Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. at the high school track. Youth tennis lessons are Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Church Street Park. HB Drama Club is looking for cast members for the winter musical, Annie. And finally, high school yearbooks are still available. Sales continue through the summer, and they are available at the high school main office for $80 each. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Conklin. Mr. Siegel, any senior or veteran reports?
Neither.
Thank you. Public hearing, local law number 15, Mr. Bovoso.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing for local law number 15 of 2016, local law amending the zoning code regarding parking spaces for restaurants.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bovoso, second by Mr. Siegel. If anyone from the public would like to come up to the podium and just speak in regards to this proposed local law.
As an overview, this local law was brought to us by both the fire inspector and the building inspector. Only particular zoning districts within the city of Port Jervis allow restaurants as a permissible use. Those restrictions at this time require one parking space per 150 square feet of floor space in general. This local law would change that to 150 square feet of occupant use, I think that's correct. Occupant load, which would reduce the number of parking spots required by those restaurants. The reason for this is that in the zoning districts where those restaurants are permitted, there aren't too many lots that are large enough to satisfy the parking requirements as they stand right now. And this is an attempt to remedy that as best we can.
Thank you. Again, anybody from the public on this? Not hearing any. Anybody from the council? Not hearing. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Bovoso. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you. Next, we have public hearing on New York State HCR grant application CDBG infrastructure. Ms. Maginski.
So the consolidated funding application are open until this Friday, 4 p.m. And after reviewing the options available, the city has decided to pursue a public infrastructure grant under Homes and Community Renewal, and it would go up to $750,000. Overall, $25 million are available under this particular heading. And under public infrastructure, most likely it's going to be a sewer project. And if anyone has any questions, be happy to answer them for you.
Do we have anybody from the public has any questions in regarding to this HCR?
I'm not sure if this is the right place, but the sewage problem, is that also part of the flooding issue?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anyone else? Not hearing from anyone. Anybody from the council? Questions?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that point up because it needs to be addressed at some point. We need to start looking for some money to help the people out on Barslow Street. Time and time again, because the pipes are not large enough to feed whatever they're feeding, the people get flooded within a few moments, and then they've lost whatever they lost because the water doesn't dissipate quick enough. We need to look at some grant money to help those people out. And we need to do it soon, because if I lived there, I'd be here every meeting, and I'd be in your office every day. It's just something that people should not have to deal with in such a small area of Port Jervis.
Same thing's happening on Franklin Street in the 30s.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Bovozo. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So carried, thank you. We have two presentations tonight. Our first will be from Frontier Communications. Frontier Communications, who handles many of the phones within the city of Port Jervis, is moving into the TV reception market, which most of us know as cable. So without any further ado,
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to give you a presentation about what Frontier Communications is getting ready to do. Hit it again.
sorry.
I'm Deb Bogdansky, and I'm the General Manager with Frontier Communications, covering our markets here in the Hudson Valley. What we are looking at doing is we're talking to all the municipalities here in the Orange County area and also up in Sullivan County to get our franchise agreements lined up and approved with each municipality. So we've begun discussions with the city of Port Jervis, and we're here tonight to brief the Common Council as well as any of the members of the community themselves about what it is that we're offering to propose. Our product itself, we have branded as Vantage TV. So very, very quickly, just to kind of highlight a little bit about Frontier Communications, I think many of you are already familiar, as the mayor just referenced. We do provide phone and internet service today throughout the community. Frontier Communications has actually, if you go back and back and back, some of you may remember Contel or GTE up in this area. If I go all the way back to the office in Middletown, New York, we actually have the original Articles of Incorporation from 1895, when the company first incorporated as the Orange County Telephone Company. But over time, we have continued to evolve and continue to incorporate new products, new services. But these are some of the key elements of who and what we are offering today in terms of our company values and what we look to provide. So again, putting our customers first, making sure that we've engaged and we involve our community, providing a local point of contact, as well as a very strong commitment to our veteran workforce. When we talk about Frontier Communications today, this is a quick snapshot of the various states and regions. We actually serve over 29 states today. We have made several major acquisitions over the past 5 years that have changed a little bit about what we offer in terms of our services. Quick fact, it is a Fortune 500 company, Fortune 1000 company, that we're on the S&P. We are a leading provider of communication services throughout, as I said, 29 states where we provide our services. A little over 28,000 employees now across the country. That's our revenue numbers. We currently today maintain our state headquarters for New York State up in Rochester, New York, with our regional corporate office over in Connecticut. Now, when we talk about the video service, this may be something new for us here locally, but Frontier Communications today, as a result of the various acquisitions that we've recently completed, is actually the 8th largest cable provider in the country today. And that's primarily, on the top you can see some of the various markets that we today provide video services to. We're continuing to expand and to roll out. And for the service that we're looking to put here in the Hudson Valley, that will be coming out of our Southern Connecticut market itself. They have the same broadcast stations, i.e. the New York City stations, that we currently feature here today. I'm not going to go through all of the cities and all of the details, but if anybody has any questions or concerns, I'll certainly be glad to answer those. Vantage TV itself. This talks a little bit about the media room software application platform that we have acquired through the AT&T Connecticut acquisition back in the end of 2010. That is the platform that we will be using. It is referred to as an IPTV platform, meaning that it comes through what's referenced today as the internet. We will be able to use that, as I said, using the head end that is already in service today in Connecticut. Frontier Communications serves all of the state of Connecticut because we acquired the AT&T landline acquisition back in 2010. So that's the product and service that's already being provided today in Connecticut that we would just be bringing over here into the Hudson Valley area. Some of the highlights, it will give standard definition, it will go into high definition, it will even go into the ultra high definition features. We will have Wi-Fi enabled set-top boxes. First set-top box will be wired, the other additional boxes, up to 3 additional, can be set up and will be set up as wireless. So you don't need to change all the wiring within your house. We will have live broadcast. It'll, as I said, be the same transmissions that we see today out of the New York City markets for our broadcast stations. We'll have a very, very strong video on demand library. Your DVR can record up to 6 shows at one time simultaneously, play them back. I'll show some screenshots that show you a little bit about some of the guide and the program guide features. So we talk a little bit about, it'll have the one DVR, but it can record at your various set-top boxes throughout the house, different stations, different times. We talk about some of the features that you will have. It will have what's called an instant channel change. So the minute you click the device, it'll change immediately. No lag as far as that's concerned. You can look at multiple, up to 6 screens. Anybody can watch 6 video shows at one time. God bless you. But if you want to, you can. Video on demand, as I said, interactive applications. So you can, again, use various applications with this platform as well. Whole home DVR. And again, we talked about the wireless set-top boxes. We're very comfortable in saying this is a very robust, very competitive product with what is out in the marketplace today. To be very honest, we feel it's much better than some of the platforms that are out there today. Visual guides. So what we look at today when you talk about your TV guide or your menu guides, you'll actually get a snapshot of what's playing on that channel as you're going through the guide. Channel peaks, as I said, you can take a quick look up ahead to what's coming up, what it's showing, gives you descriptions, gives you additional information. And if you're looking at the search features and you start typing in, it doesn't have to be identical, and it will search on a number of platforms. It'll search for the name of the show, it'll search for the actor of the show, it'll search for different shows as well, and give you all those options. I don't know about you, but it's hard enough for me to find one thing. Now I can have 7 choices. And again, here you can see some of the other ways that you can get video on demand library, live TV shows, series, and all of these features will come up. So these are some of the screenshots of what we currently offer today on the platform. What they call over-the-top content. So for example, there are different applications that you can actually preload in and interact with them right through the TV. It gets more and more complicated as life moves on. In essence, what we are doing is bringing a next generation video experience to our customers throughout our Hudson Valley market. We feel that this product will be very competitively priced to what is currently offered in the marketplace today. For example, in the city of Port Jervis, that would be Time Warner and or Dish or Satellite. We are currently able to do this through our facilities and our infrastructure that we have built out today, so there will not be any disruption to the outside facilities as they are. What we are augmenting or adding, the equipment will be in our office. That's where we'll be making that change. The city will also be able to receive the additional franchise fees that today Frontier Communications does not provide. Our video product today is through Dish, and that does not require a franchise fee. So this will bring in an additional, a new revenue stream into the city. City of Port Jervis, we are looking at having pretty much 100% coverage, with the exception, it looks like, of this one little pocket right up in here because it is too far from this device at this time. As we continue to roll out the product and see more and more success, we will be identifying additional equipment that we can augment and build in, so we don't see an issue with bringing that in. Down here, this is a matter of just redirecting some of our current cabling. So we really, right now, the numbers look like almost 100% coverage within the city. And that's from the initial year one. So there's not a long build-out period on this. So we are looking forward to engaging the city of Port Jervis, continuing this dialogue, answering any questions or concerns that you may have. As I've indicated, right now in this process, the way it flows out, we continue to talk with the city. Once we have an agreement with the city in terms of the franchise agreement, and that agreement has to go through a public hearing, that it is signed and authorized by the Common Council, we forward and file that with the Public Service Commission. The Public Service Commission time frame, we're not sure how long that will take, but at this point in time, we have committed as a company to doing this, and we are currently installing the equipment at this point in time in the Port Jervis location, so that we will be ready to go as soon as everybody catches up with us. Any questions that I can answer for anyone?
Any questions from the public? And as I said, we're working on the franchise agreement now, and as soon as that's put together, we'll be bringing it to a public hearing. And obviously, the council is appraised on our position.
I feel like I'm the person that probably don't want to be, so you're disconnecting your relationship that you have with Dish.
We will continue that for a period of time, but we anticipate that this will be the replacement, yes. But we won't drop them immediately.
How long a period of time you're looking at?
To continue with Dish, that is open at this point.
For those that can't hear that on TV because the speakers go through it, the question was Dish Network, and are they severing ties with Dish Network? Eventually they will, not right away.
Correct.
And there's no time frame set to when.
There is no time frame because as a company, we will probably maintain that relationship for a much longer period of time. Not all of our markets will be moving into this product set. This is the first market, by the way, in New York State that has been identified as being able and capable to roll into this product.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine, but we'll get ample warning, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And Ms. Bodansky, the question obviously some people think about later is, will we have access 23 or access 20, which is the educational?
And as part of the Public Service Commission requirements and FCC requirements, we must match what is currently offered by the incumbent cable provider.
So we will have it.
So yes,
And on the same channels, I think you're trying to put them on the same
I
channels.
think we're trying to mirror as best we
Right.
can, yes, so that people are looking for the same number.
Right.
Correct. We're not 100% sure we can be identical, but we will do our best. Yeah, there's no more discussion.
How will you handle we have a modulator back there for,
We will be talking about whether we will retransmit and use the same signal as opposed to having to keep.
with this same modulator?
No, what'll happen, George, is like you're broadcasting right now, they're going to pick up Access 23's broadcast and
Oh, okay.
rebroadcast it.
Yeah, but.
Same thing with the high school.
But what's coming out of that modulator there is ineffective at times, and it's not a very reliable system that Time Warner has. So, number one, I'd just like to thank you for coming with some competition that's been long awaited with Time Warner. maybe that'll make it better. But to simply mirror that is not going to work, because those people that have visual or hearing concerns, as they did with the last meeting, for example, will end up with the same problems with you, and you'll get the blame for the ones that are watching it on you. So we're going to have to come up with a
Well,
way to
we will,
make that better.
when that contract with Time Warner next year, we would resolve that problem. Okay.
Also, if I might, before I get to any of this, I'd like to thank you for what Frontier did to help the Port Jervis Fire Department get an economical internet to the fire stations. It's helped us dramatically, and it's at a price that we can afford, so thank you very much for all your efforts. You said it was fiber to copper?
It is a combination. All of our devices in our office are fiber fed. We will use the existing network today that we have to the individual location, which normally is copper today. We are continuing to build out and move our overall infrastructure to fiber.
Okay. If people wanted fiber from where your fiber ended to their house, could they pay for that to happen?
If they chose, yeah.
Okay. That's all I have, thank you. Thanks for coming here, and thanks.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
We're going to make a quick rearrangement here because we have another presentation, but we have a show, actually. So.
Yes.
All right, so what we have here is a presentation. Mary Decker comes to many of our meetings, but she has brought a big entourage from the hospital, and we welcome all our locals from the hospital that have come out tonight. We have a presentation called Cookies and Milk from Bon Secours Community Hospital. So Mary, if you would like to come forward.
Bon Secours Community Hospital is very happy and proud to bring the mayor and members of the Common Council, our distinguished department heads and members of the public, a very special treat tonight. In fact, it's the same treat that the patients on our med-surg unit on the 3rd floor receive every day at 2 p.m. with love. And in my opinion, it's a great example of the extra mile compassionate care we provide our community. The brainchild behind this is Allison Morton, our sous chef. And I'm going to ask her to come up and tell a little bit more about what she does every day for the patients with the help of our dietary department, of course. And she has some very special treats for all of you, and everybody in the audience is also welcome to partake. So take it away, Allison.
Well, I start with, good afternoon, my name is Allison, and I'm the food nutrition, and I'm going to offer you a fresh baked warm chocolate chip cookie
Nope, that's all right. I'm just going in your direction.
from our afternoon snack cart. And we go into each patient's room at 2 o'clock, and we actually bake the cookies off about 1:45, so by 2 o'clock they are warm, and we bring them into their room. And we offer them milk, cookies, coffee or tea. We want to make sure that we catch every diet, so although we have the warm chocolate chip cookies, if we have people that are on a clear liquid diet or a full liquid diet, we also bring Crystal Light with us. We have Italian ices, we have ice cream, we have sherbet, so that we cover everyone, and we don't want anyone to miss out on having the snack. We have, one of the first things I learned when I started at the hospital, and Elaine Ridley actually said it to me, she's the head dietitian, she said that patients don't get a lot of choices. One of the things that they look forward to, something that we can do, something that we can bring a little bit of home to our patients is giving them a choice, letting them have their choices with their food. They eat at 11:30. They get their dinner, that's their lunch meal. They get their dinner meal at 4:15, 4:30. And there's nothing in between. And you're sitting and you're up in the hospital, you're in your room and you're being taken care of, but you're being poked and you're being prodded and you're being well taken care of, but you want that little extra, you want that little bit of comfort. And what we came up with was the chocolate chip cookie. So warm chocolate chip cookie, a little bit of comfort, a glass of milk or a cup of coffee. And I have to say, I actually tried on the 4th of July and on Memorial Day to bring up a patriotic cupcake. And it was the cookie that was the big hit. So we really don't stray too far from that. We really keep it going with the cookie. I anticipate, having a lot of fun at Christmas time, maybe adding some hot chocolate and some marshmallows. And just being in there, we have had such success with the patients. They love it. What we also do is we make sure that we bake extra and we stop at our nurses' station. Our nurses work long hours and they're there and we want to take care of them. And so we stop there after we go through to the patients and we bring the cart over and we have some doctors sitting there, we have some nurses sitting there. And I have to say, it's a highlight. You don't how many nurses have come to me and they look forward to this and they enjoy that. And it's a little break for them as well. So we always make sure that no matter what we have, that we always have enough to stop there. We've actually had some people running over from other departments now. It's the cookie cart here, We make sure that we go up. When we first discussed this, Dwayne, my boss, Dwayne Hinkle, Director of Food Service, was like, I love the idea. This has to go. It has to be every day, And we do. We do this every single day. It goes up there. And so what we did was we brought everything that we have here. This is what our park looks like. And we have some of everything. And I, brought some for every one of you. And if you'd like anything, please let me know.
So the time to go,
Knew Stanley was going to say.
so the time to go visit patients is 2 o'clock. Got
Make
that.
sure that there's always-
You'll see him every day.
Visitors,
Well, they're
family
not
members, everybody.
dietetics, so I
Well,
won't be
here's the
there.
thing, I'm glad you brought that up, because if you notice the size of our cookies, what we do is we can package them into 2s, and we have a little package.
Okay, I'll take 2.
But if you see the size, what we did is we wanted to make them friendly so that everyone could have them. And again, with the help of our dietitians, it was like, this was a perfect size. So what we do is I have the smaller ones up on top, and they would be the cookies that we would make sure that our diabetics got. We wanted them to have a treat. We want to make sure that everyone gets taken care of, and everybody has that little taste of home. So.
Yeah, 1 cookie can't hurt. It's 2 or 3 or 4.
Right, and that's exactly it.
Right, Danny?
Couple of-
How are you?
A couple of weeks ago, I was a patient up there on the 3rd floor, and I really appreciated that.
Great.
So there you go.
Great.
Testimony.
That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted you to appreciate it. We wanted to give you something.
The rest of the food was great too.
Perfect. That's what we love to hear.
And I'm sure that would be a Ross Decker approved card. Absolutely.
So we actually package them up into little bags. And again, we have the smaller ones up here for our diabetics. And if we needed to, diabetics and cardiac patients. And then we have a little bit larger down here that we save for our nurses. But again, it's just a little treat. It's
Gene,
a
did
little,
you bake for us tonight?
no.
So there we go. Right in the back. All right.
Right? Next time.
Good idea.
I'll take one.
Take some cookies.
Absolutely.
And she's being way
I
too humble
obviously
because
never
she
hide the
made
fact
all
that
of you take
I
home.
did. I made you all a take-home
Really?
bag as well.
Thank you
John
very
did,
much.
Reggie's
Yeah,
nice for you.
Spread it out.
My wife's gonna love this.
Your fresh baked, we make the dough up fresh, it doesn't.
These are the big ones, they're not the little ones.
Yeah, they're not small, they're the bigger ones.
Allison, I want to say this is a wonderful idea. Thank you very much.